We'll get going. Welcome to our call, friends. I love seeing your beautiful faces and your names, if that's all we get to see. We love to have you on this call. You guys, I literally can't even believe what this team accomplished in July. Holy moly. This call is going to be a little bit different because I just want to go into it. Like, we are going to hear from amazing women who are legitimately, like, I know you guys hear me say this a lot, like, leadership level up, right? Hashtag leadership level up. And that's what we do up in here is one leadership level up to the next, which if you're new around here, that just means new awareness when you go, oh my gosh, like this is something that I haven't seen that can empower me to be more productive or more impactful. And you realize it and you go, okay, I'm going to step into it. Take a picture in the mirror with like a determined face or a smile or whatever. And it's hashtag leadership level up. And that's how we do things. But I know I talk about that a lot. But in July, you guys, holy moly, our team has never been so chock full of committed leaders. And if you're on this call, you're a leader because you're here. If anyone's enrolled under you, or if they will, you're a leader. This team is absolutely stepping up. And I am like, I couldn't even sleep. I haven't been able to sleep because I'm just like, so excited, so proud of this team, and just like kind of in disbelief at what everyone's achieving on this team. And I want you to know that doesn't just mean the huge rank ups. We have had tons of rank ups, gold, silver, senior silver, all the way up. But it does mean you that just enrolled just one, or just two, or well, I didn't quite hit my goal, but I did this. Our team is full of people doing that, and it is so inspiring. And so I want to celebrate July, and I want you to hear from some of these people who are absolutely reaching and slaying their goals so that you can take notes and you can start to implement some things that they are doing, because success leaves clues. Did you guys know that? Like, you can kind of look at July and you can look for feedback and go, ooh, what did I do to create that? Because success leaves clues. You can see what you did to actually get that result, right? And then also if you go, well, that didn't quite work, maybe why? What could I have learned? What did I do that maybe didn't quite turn out like I wanted it to? So the goal today is for you to hear from a whole bunch of women who are absolutely showing up and slaying their goals. And I'm so excited for every one of you to hear and to be part of this. So, but first of all, I want to just exclaim, we had 39 rank ups on this team last month. Woo! Round of applause. A little like, you guys deserve a like this. 39 rank ups on this team. Unreal. And our team hit massive goals, little goals, and it was seriously a month for the history books. I'm so excited. So you guys, August, if you haven't looked yet, if you don't know this yet, the August calendar is up, and I want you to start looking for patterns. We do things simple. We are committed to simple. Sometimes you might go, what? It's not simple. I'm overwhelmed, right? Everything is a little bit overwhelming when it's new because it's new, okay? But I want to reassure you, this team, your core leadership group, me personally, I am highly committed to keep things simple so that you are spending time doing things that absolutely move the needle, and then you get to be with your family. Like, there's no busy work here. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, everything that we tell you to do, that we encourage you to do, everything that's on that August calendar, I want you to pull it out. I want you to get your phone out and start putting those dates in your calendar. You know what I did though? I did create a Synergy calendar on Google. So maybe I can share the link. And if you want that in your phone, if you want it to sync with your phone, you can just like click the link and accept it, and it will put all the events into your phone. Would you guys like that? I'm not seeing any nods. Oh, yes? Okay, yes. Then I will do that. I'm gonna share that. I'll put it in the comments of the August post on Synergy Builders that has the calendar of events, okay? But it's up and it's going and it's simple and it's the same layout that we've been doing that is producing massive results, okay? So another thing is when what you're doing is working, you don't want to like fix it. Do you know what I mean? What we're doing is working. So we're going to double down. We're going to continue to be consistent. And there is space in the calendar for you to take ownership of your team and create events. Okay. So I want you to get that calendar. Let me put this over here to share the link for our Synergy calendar. And that way you will get, I think you'll get alerts and stuff when the events are there. That's easy. Do you guys like easy? I like it. So I'll do that. I just have to write it before it goes out of my brain. So that is up in the Synergy, our August calendar. I also want you to know, yay, Heidi, I'm glad you love it. I love simple, and we're just finding ways to make things simple, more and more simple. I wanted to let you know as well, in the August calendar, it is gonna be pinned to the top of Synergy. So when you go there and you're like, what's happening? You always know it's gonna be the first post you see. In the comments, we're gonna put every single call link, okay? And I wanna invite leaders, if you would like to do that, it's a really simple way to put all the recordings in one place so that if you miss the call, because guys, you're not gonna be on every single call, okay? So don't expect yourself to be on every single call. Do your best and definitely make it count for you and your team. But if you can't be on the calls, don't stress. We record every single call. So you don't even need to ask if it's gonna be recorded because they are always recorded. For the most part, I will say there's a couple times we don't, but most of the calls are recorded, and you're gonna find every single call link in the comments of the calendar post, okay? And also today I'm gonna add in some verbiage. So you're never gonna have to ask your upline, can you tell me how to invite for this event? You don't even have to waste your time. There's Louis. Hi, Shmoo. He will find me no matter where I am. But you guys, you don't even need to worry about asking or looking. Just look in the comments post of the calendar and you will see examples of how to invite. You're gonna see group links. Like, we are gonna keep it simpler than ever so you know exactly where to go to find all the information. Do you guys like these kind of tweaks to make things simple and easy? It's getting better and better. Also, I wanna let you know, just a side note, in the Synergy Plexus Facebook group, you will see the units, okay? Click that units tab. You're gonna find tons of awesome resources because I'll tell you, everything that you need to build a business has been, like, we've trained on it. It's in that units tab. There's invite examples for the 3 days of Plexus that Sammy wrote. There's retention videos that Kimberly and I created. There's another set that Sammy and I created. There's post ideas from all of you. There's a lot of great information in that units section. So I want you to utilize the things that are there so that you can get more out of the time that you're putting in, okay? So that's there. Tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, there's going to be a really fun triplex unboxing event. Honestly, I don't know a ton about this, but I think it might be some rebranding, which I love, right? So make sure that you're registered for that. If you are not registered, you guys, it's like one click. You don't have to put your name. I don't even know how they do it, but you click on the link and then you click register and it captures your information. And it is at 111 Make-A-Wish. It is on the top of every team page. So like Synergy Plexus Builders, if you click the picture, then go into the comments, the link to register is there. Also in Sockety. Oh, did it end? Oh, bless my heart. Thanks, Heather. I guess it ended. You might as well try though, because sometimes those things actually will still work.
I actually heard about 15 minutes ago. So I think you still can.
Oh, yay. Okay. So hurry and do it before it ends. It ends. Was someone going to say something? Sarah, you were going to say the same thing?
Yeah, that I had tried and I was able to at like noon. So
yay. Okay. So still get registered. You were going to want to see what's happening there. It's going to be good. And then tomorrow, so here's the deal. We are going to, from now on, oh, just for the 3 free samples that ended. Thank you, Amy. That would make sense. Okay. So from now on, you guys, we are going to have, as part of our staple calendar, a welcome to Plexus call, and then a welcome to sharing call, back to back. So it'll be like an hour total. The first 30 minutes is going to be welcome to Plexus. Here's how to get the most out of your products. Here's how to take your products. Then directly after it, it's going to be, how do I share? Like top 3 to 4 bullet points of how to share. Because again, we are committed to get you the biggest results with the smallest amount of time. So that's going to be a permanent fixture at the beginning of the month. And then again, those recordings are going to be in the comments of the calendar post. And I want you to use this, you guys. So here's what that looks like. If you have someone, well, first of all, I want all brand new people to be messaged and get the invite for this call and get the recording if they can't get on the call, because people that are educated stay on their products, they get results, and they start to organically share. Did you know that? There's a very strategic reason why we do everything that we do. Our big goal is to change lives and help people get their lives back. And these small events that we do have a strategy behind them. We want to educate your people so that they know what's happening with their body. They know how to take their products so that they can get results, right? And then when they know more about the products, they will start to organically share more, and they start to feel the energy of our team, and they're like, ooh, this is kind of fun. Like, I belong here. And that is culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you're going to notice all these calls, we weave in like a lot of fun, give away prizes, and we like to laugh and just like keep high vibes, because your people are going to love it, and they're going to feel the energy of our team and go, oh, I want to be part of this. And that's what it's all about, you guys. Okay, so take advantage of those calls and make sure that you make it count for your people. One last thing before we get into our training for today. We are going to have, as your core leadership group, we had a call and we shared ideas. Once you're senior gold and above, you get to join what we call our core leaders group. We have calls where we brainstorm together and we share what's working, and everybody gets to be there and gets to like hear each other's ideas and inspire each other. We work through any sort of issues together. Like, it's an awesome group. And on our last call, we talked about what's working. And like, we're taking feedback from all of you. Like, what are people loving? What is moving the needle? And I'll tell you, we created a 30-day, it'll actually be 29, but whatever, we could just call it an August consistency challenge, okay? Because we did a 60-day consistency challenge a couple months ago, and we got amazing feedback, but it was a little long, right? And so we decided to do a shorter version, but you're gonna get a mindset prompt, like something for you to take care of your mindset. You're going to get post instructions and ideas. You're going to have accountability. You're going to have inspiration. You're going to have like nuts and bolts of what to do for all of August. Do you guys love that idea? Who was on the 60-day challenge? Who engaged with it? Miley loves it. Okay, so raise your hand if you were part of the 60-day challenge. We have gotten so many amazing results from that. Oh, Charlie, yes. Charlie was committed to that, and she didn't see awesome results until after it ended. But her harvest came, right, Charlie? So I want to just tell you that these challenges, again, there is strategy behind everything we do, and there's also a commitment to make the most of your time and to keep it simple. So you are going to want to plug in. We'll tell you exactly what the group is going to look like and all of that, but there's a post up in Synergy all about it. So go comment on that. Make sure your teams are tagged in that. And I want to challenge you to grab an accountability partner. Okay. I wish I could be every single one of yours and I could like message you every morning. Hey, Amy, what's your plan for today? You said you wanted this and that, right? Let's do it, girl. But I can't possibly do that, right? I want us to everybody grab an accountability partner. And I want to suggest that it's someone that you don't know that well, because it's really easy to let your really good friends off the hook. You're like, nah, it's okay. But I want to suggest that you try to find someone that you don't know very well. So scroll through the comments of the post in Synergy that talks about this. There's a lot of you who have already said you're committed. I want you to find an accountability partner. Comment on their thing and say, hey, can you be my accountability partner? And I want you to partner up and make this count so that you can make the very most of August. Are you guys excited about that? Who loves to be told what to do? Raise your hand. I do. Will someone tell me what to do? I'm just kidding, kind of. You guys, okay. So it's going to be awesome. And people love to be told what to do. We're going to keep it simple and on fire. Okay. I'm so excited, you guys. So really quick, I am going to share my top 3 things that I feel have helped our team up level. Like, let's see, last year at this time, we have grown like 3,500 points in 1 year. 3,500 points in 1 year. Okay, that's big. our team, I'm going to be totally transparent with you right now because I think you will relate with what I'm about to share with you. Last year at this time, I had lost 2 of my top leaders. 2. Okay? They were all in. They were like in it, doing the thing. And they both decided to walk away within maybe 30 days of each other. How many of you have had people quit on you before? Raise your hand. How many of you know the heartache of like, oh, I thought we were in this and oh, I've poured a lot of time and energy into you. Like, what? And it's just over? It's like a boyfriend breaking up with you, right? You're like, really? Okay. So you guys, what I'm telling you that because a lot of you might look at our team and be like, they can't, Christy doesn't relate. Like, people are quitting on me, but they don't relate. I'm here to tell you, sister, I have been through the valley of the shadow of death. Who's with me? Who's been through the valley of the shadow of death? I take a look at my life. I realize there's nothing left because I've been, right? We have all been through the valley of the shadow of death. There's just no way around it. So when, not if, when you are in the valley of the shadow of death, I want you to take a look at your life and realize there's nothing left. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I want you to know that you are not alone. Last year, our team was there. There was still a lot of us who were here. Who was here a year ago? Raise your hand. Who saw what happened and was like, whoa, what is going on? This is crazy. Okay, we get through hard stuff. Look at my chills. Because we are committed, we are here with a huge purpose, and we know dang well there's going to be adversity. How many of you know that when you sign up to do something big, you're also signing up for some big adversity? Did you guys know that? It's just the way it is. There's no way around it. Nobody's exempt. So don't be surprised when your adversity comes. Don't be surprised when people quit on you. Don't be surprised when you work your butt off and you don't get the results right away that you were hoping for. Don't be surprised. Expect it. And when it comes, you stand there with your straight spine and your chin up and your smile on your face, and you cry hard for a minute if you need to, and you take a deep breath and you go, what can I control? Where's my vibe? I'm an accountable human and I'm powerful. What can I do about this? And you focus on what you have control over. You give yourself compassion and you let go of the past. You let go, sister. Did you know that the team that got this team to Emerald, it's almost a completely different team now? Raise your hand if you were around from 0 to Emerald for Synergy. I can see 2 of you. 2. So if that's not perspective for you, you guys don't quit. Don't be derailed by adversity. You got to know it's going to come. But the common denominator is who? Point at the common person. Who do you have control over? You don't have control over people quitting. They will. It's okay. We do the best that we can to take dang good care of people and give them an exceptional experience. And at the end of the day, there are still people that will quit. It's part of the journey. Okay, so deep breath, let it go. And my top 3 tips as to how we have gone from, we've grown 3,500 points in 1 year. My top 3 tips of how we have hit re-entry now, which I couldn't even see a year ago. I couldn't even see it. Number 1, I want you to take notes on all of these things that you're going to hear because it's going to be juicy. Number 1, I have gone a deep dive into managing my own emotions. Okay? Take the driver's seat with your own emotions. That is number 1, top tip. And I know you might want to hear like some technical how to share or some magical post. I'm telling you, 90% of this business is managing your emotions. That might sound crazy. I've seen it time and time again. So when you have those moments when you feel like somebody else is driving the car in your emotions and you're like, oh no, they did that to me. Oh no, this is happening to me. I want you to take a deep breath and go, wait a minute. I'm in the driver's seat of my emotions. I can choose how I engage right now. I can choose if I make this mean something about me. I can choose to be derailed. I can choose to go hide for a week. I can choose to not take action today, or I can choose to let it go and say, huh, interesting. They chose to engage that way, and now I choose my emotions. Okay? As you do that and you stay accountable for your own emotions and you don't attach meaning to things that is really none of your business about other people's choices, and you stay focused on what you can control, you will triumph. You will. It's not a matter of if, it is when. Okay? Number one, take the driver's seat on your own emotions. And when, because it is going to happen, you guys, when you let somebody else take over for a minute and you're like, oh no, they're making me feel this. No, they're not. You're choosing it. Deep breaths. Let it go. And the key is, you guys, when that happens, to ask yourself, what do I have control over? And then take action precisely on that, like in the moment, so that you can shift the energy and shift the focus. Focus on your wins, because as you focus on your wins, you talk about them, you think about them, talk about them. Watch your language, talk about your wins, okay? Even if it feels like everything's crumbling. A year ago, there was a lot of opportunity for me to look at my business and go, oh, that person, this is falling apart, right? It's easy to do that. It's just way too easy to do that when things are, when things don't go how you want. But is that what you want to create? More of that? Yes or no? No. If you are talking about something that you don't want to experience more of, it's drama. Did you know that? If you are thinking about, dwelling about, feeling about something that you don't want to experience more of, you are creating drama. Drama muddies the water and makes you feel heavy. Okay? So that's what you can do in that moment. When you feel like someone's taking over the driver's seat, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I have control over? What do I want to create more of? And then feel it, think about it, talk about it, bring energy to it, and you will expand what it is you want to create. And I also want to warn you against dwelling your thoughts, dwelling your words, using words that are something you don't want to create more of. Because if you do that, you're going to create drama. And drama feels heavy and it kills momentum. Okay? So be aware and be accountable for your own emotions. Take the driver's seat and you can get through anything. And I want you to say, like, the driver's seat on a Jeep, because Jeeps can handle shiz, right? You're in a Jeep. You're going to go over things. You're going to go in things. Like, you're in the driver's seat, though, and you got these massive tires and a huge sound system. You can get through stuff, right? But you got to take the driver's seat emotionally. Number two, take imperfect action every single day. Okay? Commit. Every day. Do not let your head hit the pillow without taking some imperfect action every day. Don't say, oh, I'll start tomorrow with my perfect plan or this big system that I'm going to do. No. Keep it simple. Do something today that moves the needle. Talk to someone new. Follow up with someone. And the more of those actions that you do, the bigger results you're going to get. It's the law of the harvest. But do not let yourself off the hook for action every day, and commit. Did you know that most of our emotions and most of the drama and the heaviness in our lives comes from unmade decisions? Did you guys know that? So if you're feeling heavy and you're feeling like blah, like, ask yourself, what decision am I just like straddling the line on? Is it, am I really going to do this? Or do I really want to be a jewel? Or I don't know if I want to do this or that. If that's your thought process, you're going to be drained. Okay? So make a decision, commit. I will take action every single day, even if it's an hour a day. I'm going to carve that time out. I'm going to keep that promise to myself. And then guess what? You're going to feel free. You're going to feel lighter when you make that decision and then you start to step into it. So that's number two. Commit, make the decision, take action every single day. Okay? Even Saturdays and Sundays. Sundays, the action that I take is I plan my week. I get out my planner, I get out my phone, I talk to James and I go, okay, here's what we want to create. Let's plan our week, right? That's my Sunday action. Number 3, this is kind of the same, but I just want to talk about it. A lot of times people will say, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring, or wow, I love your post, or oh my gosh, you're just looking so good and you seem like you're feeling so good. And we dismiss it. How many of us dismiss it? I do. This is one of my biggest things. And people say, gosh, you're amazing. And you go, oh, well, but she's so much better, or, oh, I could be here, or, oh, I'm behind because this person, blah. Like how often do we do that? All the freaking time, at least I do, okay? So number 3 is this question. What if it's true? What if you are inspiring? What if you are looking amazing? What if you are an incredible leader? What if you are a freaking sapphire? What if you are a diamond? What if you are an emerald? What if you are a gold or a senior gold? Just what if? Because so often we spend our time denying that, thinking about evidence of why it's not true or why we're behind, or we compare ourselves. But guys, I promise you, I'm telling you this because it's what I've been doing for a consistent 6 months since January. I chose to put my self-doubt aside. And when people said, Christy Jax, you're inspiring, to just say, thank you. And then show up as that version of me. What if I am inspiring? What if I was? What would I do today if I really was inspiring? Right? What would I do today if I really was a sapphire? What would I do today if I really could do that? What would I do today if I was looking better than ever and feeling better than ever? Just what if? Dwell there and take action from that space. That's what I've been doing the last year, you guys, is stepping into that version of me. What if good leaders really do have goals? What if it's unselfish to have goals? Just what if? That's what you're seeing right now on this team, is a whole bunch of women that are believing, what if I can really do this? And they're putting the action behind it to back it. So number 3 for me is, what if it all just worked out? What if it went really well? Just allow that. What if I am inspiring? What if I am a great leader? What would I do today if I really was? How would I feel today if I really was? What if it would work for me to be a mom and do this business well and be present in both places? What if it was possible? If it was, what would I do today as a mom? What would I do in my marriage? What would I do in my business? And just allow things to go well. Because I'm telling you right now, every single one of us on this call, including myself, are way more amazing than we give ourselves credit for. And we have access to power that when we allow it, he will step in and help us become that amazing version of ourselves and make a bigger impact on so many lives. So that's number 3. Ask yourself, what if it was true? What if it went well? Operate from that place every day and take action. Okay, that's it. I want to hear from Nicole Jones. Nicole, tell us your top 3 tips and tell us what it's been like to absolutely step into this and create amazing things.
Hey, okay, you asked me yesterday to share, and like, usually I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but like all these thoughts were just like flooding through my head, and I was just like writing them down, and I was just coming down from a hike, which is always when I feel the most inspired, right? But I wanted to share, like, there's like so much more than 3 things I could share, but like the number one thing that keeps coming to my mind is take your power back. Like, that word, that phrase just keeps coming back to my mind. You guys, I lost my power a long time ago. Like, totally just started giving it away to everybody, trying to please everybody, trying to do everything. And I've said this before, but when I hit Ruby, I lost my power like harder than ever. Like, I was just like sunk. And I really wrestled with trying to find myself and praying, like, is this even for me? Is this even what I'm supposed to do? What the heck am I even doing? What do I have to offer people? And I have talked to so many women, and they're sitting in front of me telling me about their hard lives. And like, I have had the thought come into my mind so many times, your life was not meant to be easy, because you are meant to show people that you can overcome it. Take your power back. And I sat in front of a friend and I was listening to her like complain and cry, and she has hard things going on. And I looked at her and I said, girl, when are you going to take your power back? That has been me this year, learning that it's okay to be told no. It's okay to be different. It's okay to stand out. It's okay for me to be unique. And I want to just say to you that the number one thing that I've done to get to where I'm at wasn't even me. Like, it was my team, but it was because I showed up and I took my power back. And every single one of you has a light and a power inside of you. And if you're giving away that power to all the excuses or all the things that have gone wrong in your life, or your mother that's horrible to you, or your finances that are draining you, or your marriage that's sucking the life out of you, or whatever it is, it's going to drain you. And you've got to show up every single day for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it but you. So take your power back. That's my number one thing. And then my number two thing is map it out. Like, my brain going, oh, I need to add 50 ambassadors, it was just like, whoa, like every month. And I started writing this out. I saw Julia Bender do this, and she just wrote, you're not going to be able to see this very well, but she just wrote at the top, I am senior ruby or gold or silver or whatever it is. Mine this month says 1,000 point club. Okay. And then write your point growth. Like, I need to grow by 250 points this month, you guys. That's huge for me. And really, that's subtracting what I think attrition will be, things like that. But write it out, and then write down every person on your team's goals. When I did that, I was like, whoa, I've been trying to do it all by myself. And it's not even about me. Like, why am I trying to like grow 50 points by myself? When you start looking at like, it's not about me. Like, how would it benefit this person to grow by this many points? And she wants to hit ruby, and she wants to hit silver, and she wants to hit super silver. And you start saying like, she needs to come to leaders retreat because she needs to get her power back. And that's going to help like pump her up. And you stop thinking about how it's going to benefit Nicole or how it's going to benefit you. And you start thinking about how everybody else is struggling. Like, when COVID hit and I started seeing people like really struggling, I was like, whoa, I'm not the only one that struggles. Like, all these people need a plan B, and they need this business, and they need better health so that they can, you know, fight COVID and all these other things. That's when I really started realizing like I had something to offer more than just me getting to where I wanted to go. So map it out and think about what other people want and what other people need and how it's going to benefit their life. And I wrote a few other things down, but I would say that number 3 is focus. Focus on God, first of all, because like I've scribbled all these thoughts that have come to my mind this last month. And like, one of them is like, anything is possible with God, right? Like, I feel small, I feel incapable, but I know He's on my side. So like, just like when you have thoughts come to your mind, like write it down. And one of them too, like at the end of the month, I was just like, I don't know, I need like 10 more orders. And I've given it my all. Like, I can't do it. Like I wrote Christy and I was like, I don't think I can get there. Like, I have poured my heart into it this month. And she's just said, what if it was simple? And I just like, I wrote it down. What if it was simple? If it was simple, what would it look like? And your focus is everything. Like, if you're focusing on all the people that don't believe in you and all the naysayers, that is literally all you will attract. So focus on the positive, on the 2 or 3 or 20 people that are ordering and that are loving their products. Focus on that. Believe in the possibilities, believe that God is good and that He'll help you if you have faith. And yeah, everything is figure outable. You can figure it out.
I love
That's it.
Nicole. Who sees a different look on Nicole's face? Like, your eyes are brighter, your face is more like You're just owning your power. Like I can see it in you. It's so inspiring. Thank you so much, Nicole. Sammy Joe, are you ready?
Sure. I just want to preface my 3 tips a little bit because it's 100% just what we did this month. I was on an RV trip the first of the month, and so I had a lot of time driving in the passenger seat, not driving, but in the passenger seat while we were driving. And I went through all of my girls and I just kind of looked at where everyone was. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have so many girls that are like 1 away from silver, so many that are 3 away from senior silver, some that are 7 away from gold or 10 away from senior gold. Heather, I don't remember exactly what she was, but it was like 20 away from ruby. I think it was ruby. Was that it? Anyway, it was kind of crazy when we looked at like where everybody was. And I was kind of like, like, I wonder what we could do this month. And it wasn't set that we were going for emerald, but it was kind of like, let's look what everyone's doing. And I looked at it and I was like, holy cow. I know that when we all go for goals, we end up plowing past that, right? When we're intentional with our time. And so I looked at all of these things and I thought, well, let's do a team call. Me and Chrissy got on a team call with everybody. We told them about the possibility of us potentially becoming an emerald team. And we had everyone share with us their little goals of what they wanted to do. Like, tell us what you want to do. And tell us if you want to be a part of a thread where we're going to be like cheering each other on all month. So we created that and it was kind of fun because everybody put their goals in there and I was like, oh snap, we could totally do this. And so we started plugging away.
Thank you.
We did some little things along the way that were super fun because my team's pretty new. I'm pretty new, but we didn't want to be like pushing at the end of the month. I was like, let's just kind of hopefully have some steady growth all month long. So we did some really fun incentives where we threw out, if you do 4 by the 14th, you get this, or we would do flash cash back days where it was like anybody that enrolls today gets this back. Just some fun things early in the month that kept people excited and motivated. And it was seriously so much fun. And we watched everyone go for their little goals and helped them hit those little goals. And the numbers just kept climbing. And it was so exciting. We hit emerald at like 5 p.m. on the last day of the month, but we still had 4 ladies that were, or three ladies that had made the goal at the beginning of the month to earn gold retreat. And so that was our next step. We hit it at 5. We had sushi and bounced around my house for a minute. And then it was like, okay, let's dig in. These girls need to get gold retreat. What can we do? And we had to get a little bit creative. And honestly, at like 9:45, the last 2 girls earned it. All 3 of them ended up earning gold retreat. And when I was going to bed that night, I just had this thought. I was like, if they wouldn't have earned that, this day would not be nearly as fun. Because by them hitting it, like every single person on our team hit their goal. And that was incredible to me. So that is the foundation for my 3 tips that I'm going to tell you guys about. The first one is mapping out your month. When you're aware of where people are, it's kind of mind-blowing. Even yourself, it's kind of mind-blowing to realize, like Nicole was saying, it's not just up to you, but up to people, like your whole team. When you realize you're all contributing, it's kind of this like aha moment of like, holy cow, when you map it out and write it out, it's crazy where you see things could come from. And be intentional, like be aware, like, okay, I need this many, so how can I be intentional to make sure that I slay that goal? The second one, so the first one is map it out and be intentional with your time, or be intentional in your actions. Number 2 is managing your time. You guys, I know I've talked to a lot of girls. They're like, I'm working a ton and I've been listening to this call and that call and da-da-da-da-da. If that's not like moving the needle forward with people, that's not a good use of your time. Yes, in July, I feel like I worked full-time hours because I had goals to hit something that was full-time income, right? So it was okay putting in 7 or 8 hours a day in July. Prior to July, I never spent that much time, nowhere near that much time. But that was because that was in line with my goals, right? Most of my girls, their goals were between like 3 and 6 enrollments this month. So for them, spending 2 hours a day is ideal. Like they can literally step in for that amount of time if they're being intentional and spending their time wisely, and they will move the needle. And we saw that happen this month. Because I would love it if people chimed in and said how many hours a day they feel like they worked this in July on my team, because I really feel like it was right in line with what their goals were, and they really did just slay it. And I think managing time is a big one. Every night before I go to bed, I look at what's important the next day, and I kind of like lay it out, what I need to accomplish. And it makes it so that you're not banging your head against the wall going, why are not things moving? Like, be intentional. And number 3, being aware of where you are and where people are. If you're not aware that someone's 1 away from silver or 1 away from the July bonus, it's really tricky to go in and cheer them on, right? And if they're unaware, they're just like, they end the month and they go, I was only 2 enrollments away from senior silver. What? I had no idea. But if you're aware of where they are, where you are, it's really easy to dig in and kind of help them drum up that those one or two friends or family that need some help. And it's fun because then you get to cheer them on, cheer on those little wins. And when they hit that, it's kind of fun because typically they've plugged in to try and get one or two and they end up with 4 and they're partway to gold. Do you know what I mean? It just kind of is fun to watch this stumbling block that happens when they kind of dig in intentionally. Anyways, those are my 3.
I love it, Sammy Jo. You guys, I want you to know, like, that was a 650 point growth in 1 month. That is insane. And that is a lot of people doing a little bit. Did you guys know that's the goal? Is an army of people doing an hour or 2 a day. Like, that is what the goal is. And that's what's happening to create that massive growth. So thank you, Sammy Jo. What an amazing month. Like, oh my goodness, incredible. And it was so fun to help. Like, it's so, isn't it interesting? Like, tell me if you guys have experienced this, leaders that have been around for a while. Hitting your goal is fun, but then when you help your people hit their goal, that is fun. Like, Sammy and I both had hit goals, and I honestly was like, yay, we hit re-entry. Let's go. Like, who's next? Let's help this person hit goal. Like, it's fun, cool. But at some point, it's like going to Disneyland with your kids. You're like, yeah, I love it, but I mostly love to be there and watch my kids. Like, that's what it's all about, truly. Amazing. Okay, Kimberly, are you ready, babe?
Yes. Okay, you guys, congrats to everyone last month. That was, holy moly, the coolest month to just watch everyone. So cool. I want to start off and just talk about something that I saw in the Jules thread the other day. Sheila Medina is one of our first, she was like the first person that kind of started with this company. She is amazing, and she had someone go diamond this month, and she has lots of diamonds on her team, right? But this really stuck out to me because this girl, this lady, it took her 10 years to get to diamond, and her story is incredible. But she talked about how, like, she's so grateful she didn't compare, and that she just trusted the process and enjoyed the journey. And so the first thing I kind of want to talk about is comparison. You know, every single one of us on this call is totally different. We come from all different walks of life. We have all sorts of things going on in our lives that other people don't have happening. And it's easy to get caught up in comparison. And I know for this girl, as she's watched Sheila's team over the last 12 years, because that's how long Sheila's been around, I'm sure there were moments where she was like, this is never going to happen. But she talked about trusting the process. And it goes back to that what if. What if it takes 10 years? That's okay. Everyone is different. There's no need to compare. All of our journeys are different. And she was just so grateful that she stuck it out, because now she's a diamond in this company. So the first thing I want to say is, don't compare. We're all different. We're all here for each other. We have like the most amazing community and support system. And so reach out to each other, cheer each other on, but don't compare yourself, because every single one of you are a jewel. Whether it takes 6 months, 5 years, or 10 years, you have that potential inside of you. Yes, it's going to take work. We know that. And like Christy and I were talking earlier, there are going to be valleys, and they're going to be low, and there are going to be summits where you are like screaming your head off in excitement. And that's just the way this business is. But just don't compare yourself. So that is the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing that for our team that I really saw just so much growth, and it was so fun to see, is staying engaged. Every single day, stay engaged. And what does that mean? For me, that means leading by example. That means checking into my threads every single day. And it means telling people what I'm doing. Because honestly, how many times have you guys woke up and you're like, I don't even know what to do today. I feel so overwhelmed. My kids just started school. There's soccer registration I have to do. I don't even know what to do with this business. And when people have been engaged and I've been able to see what they are doing, it gives me ideas. And so, yes, it's true. People do like to be told what to do. And sometimes we wake up and we just don't know where to go or what to do. And so taking action is important, but letting other people know what you're doing helps. And like in our thread, like we share a lot of verbiage and things like that. And I feel like it's so beneficial, not only to me, but I know team members really like it too. So leading by example, letting people know what you're doing. Posting regularly is super important. That's important for people to see that you're showing up to your business. Guys, this is a business, and it comes down to this. If you want it to be a business, you're going to work it like a business. And so you have to let people know this is what you're doing. And then reaching out. Sometimes you get like real sweaty and don't want to do it, but that is the time when it's time to do it. Reach out to people. We have a product that everyone needs. Everyone needs good health, right? Every single person in the world needs good health. And also there are a lot of people that are struggling financially. So I would say show up and talk about health, but also show up and talk about the business too. The other thing that I really saw a lot of growth take place was in our events and in the Zooms and in the events. If you can plug people into these things, you will see growth. You will. And it may not happen this month, but the law of the harvest says that if you do that, things will happen. For a couple months now, we've been doing Zoom calls 3 to 5 times a week, just What is Plexus calls. And every time I see someone plug someone in, they sign up. Because our stories are powerful. Once you get people on those calls, they join because they want to feel good too. So plug people in is super important. And then just be committed. You guys, you got to wake up every single morning and be committed. So, so important.
I love
That's
it.
babe.
You are amazing, babe. Your team is killing it. And I've loved watching you guys just show up and be so intentional. It's awesome. Okay, so Jess, I see you driving. I don't want you to crash. If we need to skip you for now, we can.
I just don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I just have a numb face. I just got some dental work done. So when I smile crooked, just laugh along with me. But no, I just wanted to add, and I don't even have to go into 3 things, Christy, because a lot of it was kind of already mentioned. Sammy said a big one that I've noticed this last month is time blocking. I've always been a very organized person. I have everything in a calendar. It drives my husband nuts because I'm like, well, did you look at the calendar? And it drives him nuts. But I really have shown by example and leading by example with time blocking and just using any time, like driving in the car or when you're not driving, obviously, but when you're in the passenger seat or any time that I thought I had downtime. What was my downtime including? It was including Netflix and Instagram scrolling. That is not productive time for myself or the people around me. And there are people waiting for me to show up. And I think this last month, I just had a huge shift in mind, even with the business. Like people are waiting for us with their health and with their finances. And I'm learning that even though I didn't join the business for finance relief, I joined because I got freedom relief. And because I rang Jeruba, you guys, I get to quit a job. I'm going to get so emotional. But I get to quit and go part-time for a job that I've worked for 10 years. And I've missed a lot of my kids' lives. And I'm realizing it's not just me that's missing a kid's basketball game or having your kid come home and say, Mom, I made my first shot, but I wasn't there to see it. I lived through what they're telling me. And I'm realizing that there's a lot of more of me out there, not only for their health, that they're praying for their health, but they're missing a lot of their kids' lives. And it's not even their kids. It's moments, it's memories. And this is what this life is about, you guys, is relationships with people and building friendships and building relationship with your kid. And you're not going to build a relationship working and feeling stressed all the time and feeling like you cannot show up for the people that are most important in your life. Sorry, I'm like drooling with saliva. And I'm learning that that is my purpose. It's not just about health. It's not just about finances, but it's about freedom, giving people freedom and allowing them to feel good at the same time. That is my purpose. And I'm learning that people see that in me. People will text me and be like, you look and act so different. And it's because not only am I helping develop relationships around me, I am developing self-worth of why I'm here, why I'm in this moment, and why I keep moving forward. And I'll be honest, Carly had texted me and said, I didn't even know you were that close to Ruby. I wasn't looking at my points. I was helping Nicole and Katie reach their goals. And that was more important to me. And then it was like, oh, I ranked Ruby. And then I went on a vacation and didn't think I was going to have cell phone service. And the whole trip, you guys, I had cell phone service and I was intentionally waking up in the morning, working. I was staying up late. I was making sure that I was being intentional with my kids and my family at the time. And watching Nicole and Katie rank was more special to me than my own rank. And that says a lot, because that only, it did give me financial freedom. So I just think time blocking is huge, and giving yourself grace and love, not running faster than your feet can carry you. And I've been told that many times, don't ever carry yourself faster than your feet can carry you. Well, the beautiful thing about this business is you're not the only one carrying your feet. We rise together. And I've learned that a lot this past month, is we're not in this alone. Even aside from your own leg, I'm watching Sammy reach her goals and Becky reach her goals. And I'm like, we're sideline sisters, and those relationships are so important that we carry and we help uplift and take away the burden of how heavy our load feels. And so I just have had a huge mind shift set with that, and along with the business, and that's huge. So Chrissy, I think that's all I kind of had to say. I know it's not 3 things, but that's kind of what I wanted to add.
Jess, dude, you slay all of us. And I'm going to quote you on that. That is the beautiful thing about network marketing, is yes, we should never run faster than we have strength and that our feet can carry us. But we're not the only ones carrying our feet. Jess freaking Halls. Oh my gosh. You are so amazing. And this whole team is just so thrilled for the shifts that this is bringing into your home, into your heart. Like, that's what this is all about. That's the purpose of all of it. So thank you for sharing. It was so powerful. Woo. Okay. Heather, are you ready? Couple more ladies, but this is absolutely blowing my mind and I'm loving it.
So, okay. So I thought about this just kind of on and off, since you asked the other day, but I think, for me, it's repeating a lot of what everyone said, and that's because it works, and it's being consistent, and it's showing up and being intentional with your activities, and not being like, well, I spent 4 hours putting that post together. I've worked so many hours today. That's beautiful that you did that, but don't count that as working, because it's just not. It's setting something up. So that would be like, well, I made a goal poster and I spent, the whole weekend doing it. So I worked 20 hours this weekend. And it's just, again, a beautiful thing to help you along the way, but that's not an IPA. That's not, eventually it is, but it's not fair to count those as hours. So I think a lot of people get really caught up in like how many hours they're putting in. But if you really sat down and thought about like, what were my actual intentional things that I did? How long did I spend messaging or reaching out or following up, or, things like that, then you have that moment, that realization of like, man, I really am not working that many hours. So I think just switching like the mindset of like, oh, I've done this all day or whatever. If you have a day that you really just plug in and are focused on something, sometimes it can feel like that, but just to kind of get back in the mindset of like, what am I actually doing that is helping my team or moving the needle or helping the people that I'm, here to support and work with and whatever. So, so just being intentional with that time and doing the things that are going to help move the needle. So that would be number one. Number two, is mindset to me. I think it's just so vital. And I know everyone has said that so much, but like I literally every single morning on my run, I plug something into my ears that I know is going to, you know, inspire me, lift me up, push me forward, remind me that I, you know, am a daughter of God and that I am capable and powerful and that he's got me and he's carrying me and he's supporting me and he's with me and he wants this for me because it's a righteous desire to, and it doesn't, when I say righteous desire, I mean righteous because it's helpful to people and their lives, and it can change their lives and it can change your life, health-wise, financially, freedom-wise, all of these things. You know, that's what makes it so beautiful and so powerful, is that you get to be an instrument in that, and he's just there to hold you and support you in it, and he's got your back. So I love that. I'm super intentional about starting my day that way, because it resets. Even if I wake up, you know, some mornings, like we all do, you had a crummy night of sleep, kid got up, someone was sick, like whatever, and you're just like, oh, okay, I got to get going today, whatever. Once I put that in my ears and get out and breathe some air, all of a sudden my whole day shifts, and it's a totally different experience for me if I can start my day that way. So that's like a non-negotiable in my life now. Like that has to happen every single morning. Sometimes it's 10 a.m., sometimes it's 7 a.m. It doesn't matter when I finally make it happen, but it's a non-negotiable in my life. And so I think that has really changed the way I'm able to show up for everyone else, and the way I'm able to show up in my, you know, conversations and messages, and just believing in myself. And then third is just, and this might sound like hokey to some people, but like at the beginning of this month, I started just having a conversation with myself in different moments of the day and just being like, you are a triple diamond. Like you like not your ruby, not your senior ruby, and the reason I chose triple diamond is because I as far as I know, that's like the highest anyone has gone with Plexus. Is that right, Christy? All right. Well, I mean, now I got to change it, which is fine. But the point of that is not to be like, oh, I'm so this and I'm so that and I'm at the top of the game. It's that is the level that someone has reached before, where they have been the most effective in helping the most people. So that's where the impact is the biggest. So that's where I'm going. Like, I'm not looking back. I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting. Like, I'm all in, and it doesn't matter what comes up. It just doesn't matter, because it's all for my own growth and good anyway. So to me, like saying I'm a triple diamond, or I don't mean quadruple diamond sounds long. Maybe there's a way to change that. But the point is, no one else is going to do it for me. And we do rise all together, but I have to do my part, and everyone has to do their part. And so the way that any of us get there is by helping each other and picking each other up and shouting out each other and helping each other reach our goals and changing lives. I mean, think the mass of lives you change at that point is just almost unfathomable, right? And so quad diamond. Okay, I love it. Way better. But anyway, so I think, you know, I think a lot of what has changed and helped me is just mindset and just showing up like now, like I am a quad diamond. So what do I do if I'm that? How good am I to people? How do I show up for people? How well do I listen to what they need from me and help them reach and get what they need? And just being so focused on that, and the amazing women on my team being so focused on what do you want, and let's get you there, and I'm here for it, and I'm going to show up for it. And so, like, whatever you need, let's do it and make it happen. And exactly what, you know, Christy and Sammy and a few other people said, like, just like Nicole, like, there's the joy in watching someone else rank is the best thing in the world. Like, I was gunning for senior ruby last month. We didn't quite get there. Do you know how much I was jumping up and down when Sammy hit emerald and when Heidi hit gold? Like, tears, jumping, so excited, like way better. I didn't even care about Senior Ruby at that point. You know what I mean? It was just like, this is the best day ever. So I think, I guess just invest your heart big, invest it in the business, invest it in the people you're talking to, invest it in your daily activities, invest it in yourself, believe in yourself, because you've got to be your number one cheerleader. So find a way to change the way that you're thinking so that you are your number one cheerleader and you believe in yourself, because God's got this. So that's like the coolest thing in the whole world. So that's it.
Oh my gosh, Heather, just start calling her Quad Diamond, right? I love that. You're amazing, my friend. And you know what's so funny, because maybe some of you didn't realize, like, Heather is close to Senior Ruby, but it kind of feels like she just like got there. Like, how many of you feel like that? You're like, wait, what? Whoa, that was fast, right? Can you see why? Because look at this woman, look at her heart, her work ethic. Like, she works 2 jobs and has 5 really beautiful children that she shows up for. But can you see how she's able to do all of it? Like, it makes complete sense. And ooh, chills. I love every one of you and what you've shared. Like, I'm so grateful. Lara, and then Katie Tucker's going to close us out. Lara, take it away, beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to get super vulnerable. Deep breaths. I have worn this bracelet. Christy gave it to me. It says Shine Bright. And I wore it almost every day last month. There was a point in the middle of the month I almost walked away. I was done. I didn't think I was making any progress. I kept getting no, and the door slammed on my face over and over and over and over again. And I was like, what is the point? Like, I don't feel like I'm changing anyone's lives. And I think that what Christy said is so true, is that when we have big things, adversity comes. And Satan wants you to feel this big. And, I let myself sit in that for a day. And then I got back up the next morning. I was like, okay, what do I need to do today? And I didn't quit, obviously. I'm here. But I'm saying that those thoughts sometimes can creep in. And if you ever feel that way, you're not alone. Because I really didn't know, like, where's my place? Where do I fit? It's all these limiting beliefs that I've had probably my entire life that came back in, and Satan knew just how to get me. It was a hard month anyways, with things that have happened in my family and anniversaries that have come up, and it was hard anyways, but but how I combated it was to move my body. I got up 6 days a week and moved my body. And I'd put on something inspirational, and that hour was my connecting time with God. And you know what? Sometimes I think the biggest thing that Satan will throw at me is to hide. Is that he wants me to run and hide. That he doesn't want me to feel my power, like Nicole talked about. He doesn't want us to see our greatness and what we can accomplish and the things that we can do for good. He wants us to hide. He wants us to believe that everything we do doesn't matter, that no one cares what we do. You know what I mean? He wants us to hide. And so after that day, I put this bracelet on, and every time I go on my walk, I have my cute people that I always see every morning on the trail. Cute Joe, he's like 75, and he always looks at me and waves and says, hello, have a good day, every morning. And I love seeing Joe. And I have those people that kind of get excited when you see each other and you smile and say hello. And my thing is to shine bright. That it's easy to hide. That's comfort. You know what? Some days I would rather just be mom, and, I've got a lot on my plate. We all do, right? It's easier. It's more comfortable to stay in comfort, to not be vulnerable. I really hate being vulnerable. That's something that's not easy for me. It's something that I grew up with. I think it's somewhat cultural where I live, that you have to keep face and everything has to be fine, And to come out of my shell and have those moments is some big breakthroughs for me. So my biggest thing is to take time for yourself and move your body. But as we do those, that is when the downloads come. That is when the inspiration hits. That is when, for me, I don't have any other moments of quiet during my day. That is my quiet moments. And to connect, whether it's God, whether it's a higher power, whatever you choose, is to connect with. To feel like sometimes I just put on meditation music as I'm walking or running, and I listen to that and I connect with thoughts, with inspiration, with what will work, with what doesn't. And I love what everyone said about don't make it about you. I had 3 girls, one of them like literally 9:58 that earned that gold retreat, you know, and I didn't want to go for myself. Like, I've been to retreats before. I've earned 8 in the past 2 years. I want my people there. I want them to experience this culture. I love what Jess said about how we're not running by ourselves. We're all doing it together. These events and things like that are what we create. Some of my biggest support are some of my sidelines, that you root each other on, that you're sending messages, that you're encouraging each other. And I love this culture. So I would move your body, connect with God, and don't make it about you. Because if you make it about you is when you hide. If we make it about what's comfortable for us is when we don't show up in our purpose. And not only do we lose, but all of those quadruple diamond people that we could impact, they lose because we're choosing to stay small. So that's my thought.
Oh my gosh, Lara, I love it. Can we all agree that Lara fits here? Like, you are our family, sister. Don't you ever let that thought linger too long. Like, you are us. I love that. Kimberly said, other people's blessings are dependent on us. Absolutely. I'll tell you, that's what gets me going every single day. That. And that's what makes all of us go, right? That's the theme of our whole team. I love it. Katie Tucker, will you please end this beautiful call and share with us your heart and your top 3 things?
My gosh, I feel like everything has been said. We have such an amazing team. I love our team so much. Sorry, I don't want to be repetitive and I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. This rank was a long time in the making for me. This took me over 2 years of doing the business. So we'll see, 27 months since the beginning. And it's interesting. It's whenever I rank, I always kind of look back over the journey and where it started and how much growth I've had to do within myself. And I have a lot of sideline sisters who aren't even on our team that reach out to me and ask me how I did this, or like, you know, that tell me that they admire me and that kind of stuff. And I really think that's so nice of them to do that. And I've been talking with a lot of people about, I think, the change that I've had over the last couple of months. And also the change that I've seen in myself since the beginning of this. Obviously we work for one of the most amazing companies ever, and they're very generous. And I honestly think that the incentives that they've been giving us these last few months have made it one of the biggest reasons why we have been able to grow our businesses. I just felt like saying that. I feel like Plexit, we are very, very blessed to work for such a generous company. But for me, as far as like where I feel like, okay, so I'm just going to tell you guys, I ranked Senior Ruby in August of 2019. And my point kind of went up and down and kind of all over the place. And then in February, they were at an all-time low at about 600. And I remember asking Kimberly if that was normal. I wasn't devastated, but I was kind of like bumming out a little bit. I mean, we really did kind of go through a valley, I feel like, maybe as a whole team for a few months there. And I was kind of feeling like, man, this is tough. But, you know, I honestly wasn't owning myself as a leader, and I wasn't owning this business as a business. So for me to not have the points, it was easy for me to go, well, I'm still not really trying that hard. So, you know, like it was a way of letting myself off the hook as far as like, well, you're not really failing because you're not really trying, right? You know, that kind of weird thing that we tell ourselves. So over the course of the last couple of months, I have, in my own heart, have taken leadership over my team. And that has been, Christy has been trying to tell me this forever. And it's finally clicked for me on how to do that. I think it's really easy when we make ourselves small and we tell ourselves that we're not worthy of this. I'm not Christy Jax. I never will be. I'm not Kimberly. I'm me, and I'm very different. I have my own way of doing things and my own leadership style, and I had to learn to be okay with that. I'm me, and there's nothing wrong with who I am as a leader. And if we start to change the way we see ourselves, I think that we find that strength to show up and be the leader that our people are waiting for. And I feel like finally, over the course of the last 2 months, I am leading my team. And I am so grateful that I have finally figured that shiz out. And once I think you figure that out, your team responds differently and you start working differently. So that's one thing, showing up and freaking owning it. And to stop making yourself small. I remember feeling so teeny tiny when I was a silver at convention. But guess what, guys? I'm an emerald now, right? Like, so I was a silver then, but I was still the same Katie, but I'm an emerald now. And it took 2 years. Who cares how long it takes? It is so important to just keep going. I kept walking while we were in that valley. I kept climbing that hill because I knew that this business was worth it. I know the products we have are life-changing. I think about all the time, what would have happened if Kimberly had been nervous to talk to me about this and she just didn't? Where would I be? Where would my health be? Where would my finances be? Again, this is not about us. This is about blessing other people. And it is so fun to get the car, and it's so fun to get jewel commission. That's fun and great. And yes, that's a huge part of this. But we do something that's so rewarding. We get to help other people's finances and we get to help their health. And so I think just recognizing that we are really, we have a lot of responsibility and power to help change other the courses of their lives. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was letting go of other people's opinions of you. I have struggled with this my whole life, especially with my family. I've got some judgmental people in my life, close to me, and none of them give two rats about the fact that I am a jewel with plexus. They don't know what it means or care. And I'm okay with that. I have had to really learn, this business was a venue for me to kind of overcome that. And I think that a lot of people struggle with this, and I don't like, yes, family is the worst. But I want you guys to know, like, I think a lot of us deal with that judgment or that lack of completely getting it. They probably will never get it. Even if I'm a diamond, I will be a diamond. Rephrase that. When I'm a diamond, they still won't get it and they won't care. And that's okay. I don't need them to understand. And they may think that what I do is a joke, but I know that what we're doing is not a joke. So I really think that having that mental shift into just letting go of what other people think and being so confident and proud of what we do, it actually can fuel your business into being like, dude, no, I am doing this because I want to help make a difference and I want to create something amazing for my family. So those are probably my biggest tips, really. And just keep going, keep working, keep doing it. Don't give up. I know I'm just going to talk about Becky for 1 second. one quick hot second, because Becky has been working this business for a while. How long has it been, Bex? Has it been a year and a half, a whole year? Okay, and she's gold now. But she has been steady and consistent in working her business. And she has said that over the last couple of months, she's had some shifts. She's had some things that have clicked with her. But Becky ranked gold. And I am so proud of how that she didn't quit. And I know that she can see the vision of where she's headed. There's more to come, you guys. This is not the end for any of us. Like, we're just getting started. I'm so excited about that. We're just barely getting started. There's more to come.
Oh, I love it. Katie girl, you are inspiring. And every single leader that shared on this call, like, oh, and so many that didn't. Like, we have such an incredible group of women, and there's no accident that we're here right now. Like, I am 100% certain that we are here for a reason, and that we have this family, and that we're linking elbows to get through this and to make a huge impact on thousands and thousands and thousands of lives to come. This is not the end. Just like Katie said, like, the future is bright. That's going to be our theme for August. I've been thinking about it all day, but something about our now is bright and our future's bright. Like, that's why we're wearing yellow. Like, I'm just feeling it. It is so bright, and every single one of you has a place here with this. And every single one of you also has people waiting for you. Not me, not Katie or Sammy or Kimberly, you. There just are. There are just people waiting, and it's our honor, our responsibility, and we are accountable to show up for those people, find them, and to help, bring this health and happiness to their worlds. So I just want to thank you so much for everything that was shared. Thank you for taking the time today. You are loved. You are cherished. Let's make August off the hook, shall we? Who's in? Woo! Let's do it, ladies. I love you. Create a beautiful day. Bye.